we were really interested in this idea last year. This is the first time we've talked about it in a little bit, but I'm still really interested to hear it from you. Is like what in y'all's journey of marriage, what does it look like for y'all to, and even before marriage, if y'all wanted to, what does it look like for y'all to balance having work, having business, having a career, all these things with prioritizing and being intentional about your relationship, your marriage, keeping each other accountable, all of that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one thing I will say is I think my wife and I are extremely lucky. Both of our career paths that we are pursuing right now correlate with each other's really well. I get to work a lot for her company and get to do a lot of projects with her. We both work from home right now, and so whenever we're not flying or whenever I'm not flying, we're either flying to a project together or I'm gone to a project and then she's at home, and then we just spend a lot of time at home, right? And so I could see how this could be how running a business could be a little bit harder for people who have to go in to work 8 hours a day, and then like the other person has to like run their try to run a business and stuff like that. But in my relationship with Lydia, I found it to be incredibly easy because we both are remote. She's been remote since 2018, like before COVID. She was like one of the first remote people out there, right? And that has helped our relationship so much, to the point where like we don't even have date nights. Why? Because we already spend a lot of time with each other. For example, if it's lunchtime and she wants to go and take a nap, and I want to go and lay right next to her and cuddle her or give her a hug, give her a kiss in the forehead, just lay next to her, I can do that, right? A lot of couples, a lot of people don't have that
Luxury.
yeah, that luxury of having that in their relationship. And so to that sense, I would say that I'm extremely grateful that we do have that type of relationship, and that we're both in this very familiar playing field of our works. So I often get to do photos, videos for her company. She often gets to help me on other projects that don't involve her company because she's so knowledgeable in like social media, project management, how to build brands and how to bring awareness to things. And so we kind of both feed off of each other, which is really awesome. We both, she called me earlier today because she had to have a meeting about a potential project that she's gonna start managing. And I was like, well, I think I have some ideas for this. And I think it's extremely awesome that even though I'm not a like social media, project manager, that she listens to my input and she values it enough to be like, okay, what is Jordan gonna say? What do I think, I think that she trusts my opinion enough to like say, to provide some good feedback. And it was awesome that she called me and did that. And I often do that to her, right? And I'm like, whenever we're in projects together, I'm like, hey, how does this photo look? Will your company like it? Will this company like it? Do you think I should edit in this style or in that style? And to that degree, I'm extremely grateful. I think the goal for my business right now is for her to eventually be onboarded onto what I'm doing. Which would be super awesome. We would both work way closer together. And if there's one thing that I would say is kind of the highlight of what one thing that I would share is work closely with the people that you love. A lot of people say like don't mix like friends, or don't mix family and business. But like no, like mix it. Like mix family and business. That's when you get to spend more time with your family, more time with the people you love, but also you get to do the things that you need to do, which is like staying responsible to your responsibilities, making sure that you're building a good future for yourselves, right? And to the degree I even push it to my brother. I want to see my closest brother more, so I hire him out for projects, even though he lives in the middle of nowhere, Indiana. I'm like, Jafet, you know what? I want to see you come do this project. I'm gonna overpay you just to have you here for a week, because I want to see him. I want to spend time with him, right? And I don't mind like overpaying him. I don't mind like giving him extra. I don't mind paying for his flight over here or to wherever we need to do the project. One thing that I really value is family time and time with close people and loved ones. And I think that's what makes a business and running a business like mine so much more easier, in a sense of like a relationship and a marriage, when we can both work together to push this thing forward. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it if you work for the same goal, like it's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Josue, I have a question for you. It might be a little serious. Whenever you open up Butterman Inc., who are you going to be bringing in?
What is that?
Can you say what is that? It's a.
It's everything.
He says everything. No, it's a. What's what I'm looking for? 501c3. No,
Oh, nice.
it's so my name on Instagram is Butterman. And
Butterman?
as a result of that, people they're like, you should start a business.
Yeah.
You know, hence the what did you call it?
Butterman Inc.
Yeah, and what are we gonna sell? I don't know, right?
Well,
but it's
I
just
mean,
butter, right? Yeah.
Tadashi gave you a great idea.
Yeah, he did. He made a lot of great suggestions. So that's just the thing. But but I've kind of just been observing you, not like in a weird way, but from since you started talking and sharing, you've smiled more talking about your wife than anything else,
For real.
And somebody said that you can tell a lot about a man by the way he talks about his wife. I'm not married, so I can't really attest to that. But, from just my observation, that's kind of, I'm trying to give you brownie points right now.
Yeah, dude, do it,
from
do
my
it.
observation, that's what I'm seeing, so it's, being a young man, I'm young too, I guess, being a young man, and for you to, have that perspective and that love for your wife, I think is a beautiful thing. So there's not really a question. I was just wanted to share that because I've
Well,
seen.
I feel like I feel like I know
Yeah.
where you're getting at, and one thing that makes me love my wife a lot is that and it's hard. Sometimes I feel like it's tough, but I value her. Like I truly value her. I value her opinions on like a ton of things. Like one, we already talked about this, my spiritual life. She's a rock in my relationship with the Lord. Whenever I feel like I'm going down, she keeps me up. Whenever I feel like I'm slipping on something, she keeps me going. Same in business. If I need some advice, if I'm not doing really good, she helps me like see the bigger, clearer picture. And in that sense, like I've learned that she is incredibly valuable in a lot more ways than even the ones I'm mentioning, right? But even those ways that I'm mentioning, like I've learned to truly cherish them and value her for who she is, her perspective in life, her skills, her skill set, and I think that makes me love her more and want to be with her more, right? And continue to be with her, stay faithful to her, continue to stay committed to her, and that's one of those things.
Yeah. And a verse to affirm y'all in that. And I read this earlier this year, and I was super grateful for it because I really needed it because of some things that like some other people had told me in life that I was like, I just don't think that's right. And then just God led me to this. I was like super grateful. But Proverbs 31, of course, verse 11. I'll start in verse 10. An excellent wife, who can find? She's far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. It's something where her being the rock, her having the character that she has, her having the maturity that she has, allows you to trust her and allows her to be that rock in your life. And that's like, I mean, you already know you're living in it, but that's a ridiculous blessing right there.
Absolutely. And oftentimes my wife's so beautiful, by the way. Blonde hair, blue eyes, gorgeous. I don't deserve her. Like every time, like, it happened last week, but like people are like, "You're married? This is your wife? This is your wife?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." No, but I mean, God gifted me an incredible woman, and I can only ask that she thinks the same thing about me and how we both work together. But I'm so thankful for her, and really, like, man, bring her on. Like she's a beast. She's a force of nature, both spiritually, but also like just a beast in like the workforce. She knows what she's doing. She loves what she's doing. Super passionate and incredibly gifted in so many areas. And so she is. I'm just in my business. Sometimes I'm just like the pretty face that like the front man. And she's the one that does all the dirty work. And I get to show up and do what I do best, which is to create stuff and she handles everything else. And sometimes we both help each other on those things, but I feel like she doesn't get the recognition as often as I do. But that's one thing that I even love about her more because it's like she doesn't need it, right? She doesn't care, she doesn't want it, and she's just happy, like making sure that I am happy.
Yeah, bro.
So I hope everyone finds a wife like me.
Amen, bro.
Not gonna lie, she's amazing, but with prayer and supplication, all things are given.
You got this.
You guys got this. I believe.
I'm gonna get back on Tinder. Just
I told you I got you, bro. You need a picture, I got you.
all right, baby. We'll take pictures and then.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and end this before you get yourself in more trouble.
Oh.